Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala and Karnataka. Their 5 years of tax contribution is 22.27 lakh crores.
Okay.
And the amount that has been released by the union government to these states all put together is 6.42 lakh crores only. Uttar Pradesh, for last 5 years, total amount they have contributed is 3.41 lakh crores. Whereas the amount they have got is 6.91 lakh crores. So double the amount they have got. If I give 1 rupee from Tamil Nadu, the union government is giving only 26 paise. When Karnataka contributes 1 rupee to the union government, the return they get is only 16 paise.
16 paise.
Yeah.
And similarly for
Telangana, it is 40 paise.
Kerala, it's 62
paise. Andhra Pradesh is 50 paise.
The governors have nothing to do, nothing to say.
Dotted lines, they have to sign, that's all. The governors have to be taught about the constitution and the judgments that is holding the field. They don't know where they stand. They think that they are supreme power in a state. Nothing like that. I will tell you, when they come back to power, I am afraid whether the constitution will be there or not. The fundamental rights will be there or not. It is not a guarantee.
Hello and welcome to the News Minute. A question by DMK's Rajya Sabha MP P. Wilson has set the tone for the South tax movement. The data that he has managed to get from the ministry by raising a question in the parliament has clearly shown the disparity in which North Indian states and South Indian states get in devolution of taxes. To talk about this, I have with me Mr. Wilson himself. Thank you so much for talking to us, sir. What exactly was the reason to try and get data from the government? Because the government is very, very particular about data. You ask about any data, they'll say we don't have any data, but somehow you've managed to get these numbers. And what was the reason to try and get these numbers?
Yes, when our DMK party formed the government, we were not getting the correct share from the union government. You would have come across that our finance minister taking up the matter in GST councils and even before the union finance minister also, and our honorable chief minister also has come out openly saying that the centre is adopting a discriminatory attitude. Therefore, I wanted to know what exactly is the contribution of each state for the last 5 years. So therefore, my question was, I will read out the question. The 4 important questions I asked, out of which 3 is important. I asked the details of GST, direct, indirect and other tax contribution received from each state for the past 5 years. Number 2 is the detail of the funds allocated to each state based on the central taxes collected for the past 5 years. Whether any proposal to change the tax allocation formula are being considered by the ministry as it is being requested by the various states, and if not, what are the reasons? For this, I got a shocking answer. This answer has really shocked the entire southern states. If you see, I've in fact analyzed...
These numbers tell a clear story that
yes.
There is a problem.
Yes.
And whatever the southern states have been demanding so far,
yes,
it's all true.
Yes, it's all true. It's all true. See, it is now placed in black and white, of course, with data, their own data. And it is shocking to see that the 5 states, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala and Karnataka, their 5 years of tax contribution is 22.27 lakh crores.
Okay.
And the amount that has been released by the union government to these states all put together is 6.42 lakh crores only.
And this is a 5-year data.
5-year data for 5 states, and the amount they have given is 22.27 lakh crores.
But so the amount that goes from here is 22.27 lakh crores. And what comes in is?
Comes in is 6.42 lakh crores.
Okay.
And I saw the northern states. I compared it with the northern states. I took Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh, for last 5 years, total amount they have contributed is 3.41 lakh crores. Whereas the amount they have got is 6.91 lakh crores. So double the amount they have got. Not only this, I have even analyzed Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan also. I will tell you, for the last 5 years, Tamil Nadu has given alone. I am talking about each of the state. Tamil Nadu from 2018 to 19 to 2022 to 23 has given 6 lakhs and 674.49 crores. And what is the amount it has got back is 1,58,145.62 crores only, which means that in terms of rupee, if I give 1 rupee from Tamil Nadu, the union government is giving only 26 paise. This is an average for the last 5 years. Then if you see Karnataka, for the last 5 years, they have given 9,59,717.70 crores. The return they have got is 1,56,387.70 crores. The amount I have worked out in terms of 1 rupee, when Karnataka contributes 1 rupee to the union government, the return they get is only 16 paise.
16 paise.
Yeah.
And similarly for
Telangana, it is 40 paise.
Kerala, it's 62 paise.
62 paise. Andhra Pradesh is 50 paise. I told about the Uttar Pradesh. They are getting, in terms of 1 rupee they give, they are getting 2 rupees 2 paise.
Okay.
And Madhya Pradesh, now they are ruling, they get it 1 rupee 70 paise. For every 1 rupee, they get 1 rupee 70 paise. This is for the last 5 years. Rajasthan, they are getting 1 rupee 14 paise. So if you see the comparison, the southern states are really discriminated. That's what I use the word discrimination.
But discrimination is a very strong word, right? Like even if, like keeping political, aspect of this aside, when Madhya Pradesh was ruled by Congress, Madhya Pradesh would get the same amount. When Rajasthan was ruled by the Congress, they would have got the same amount. But at that time, it didn't matter. But now, if it is ruled by BJP, this question arises, is what, many say.
That's right. Now, you have to see why this southern states, they were not concentrating. You can see like this. Because they were fighting and they were getting in return many seats. Maybe in terms of their return, investment and return in by way of seats, they would have probably seen that these are all the states where we can invest and get it returned by way of seats. So probably they would have, at that point of time, even when Congress is ruling, they would have thought that better we will try to, gain the seats by way of investment. But in southern states, their presence is hardly felt here. So they have completely ignored all the 5 states.
So there are a lot of issues that even Karnataka and Kerala had raised. They in fact went and held a protest in Jantar Mantar. In fact, there was a representative from Tamil Nadu who had gone there to participate in that protest. But what has been the response of the union government after all these numbers were made public?
No,
because like I said, the government has a problem with numbers. They will not give you the true numbers, but somehow these numbers are out. But there has not been a rebuttal from the union finance minister.
They can't rebut because this is the finance ministry which has given this data. So how can they go back? Go behind this data. So therefore, they have. I don't find any response from them, and all along they have been asserting that due share has been given to the states. See, when you have brought the GST Act, what was the assurances you gave to the states? You said that states will be treated fairly and they will get a fair compensation. But today we are begging because you take all the revenue out of the state by way of GST and you don't give anything in return. And whatever we are entitled, you don't give the rightful share. And you tell the state government to go and get loans. Ultimately, state government starts getting loan and this repayment and if you see what is the loan amount so far as the state is concerned, that they would have piled up. for years together. So this is the way they are evading from giving the lawful share to each of the state.
But states that are developed, shouldn't these states contribute more to the states that are yet to be developed? That's something that
See, here you
that
have
is
to
fair,
see.
right?
See, here you have to see that, but for the legislation of GST, this amount would have been in that state only. So but you can't make Tamil Nadu poorer. So we have a lot of projects and welfare schemes. So these schemes have to be taken care of. Now, unless whatever the revenue that is derived out of Tamil Nadu, should you not give the rightful share to Tamil Nadu? That is what I said. When you brought the GST Act, what was your assurance? You had assured that the states will be fairly treated and fair compensation will be given. So that is why I said this amount which is derived from the state, they should get a fair share. You don't now what you are giving is out of 1 rupee you are giving 25 paisa, which means that 25% only you are returning back. So why should I bringing see, our infrastructure is used, our the other things are used. So even on the basis of the infrastructure and other facilities and other amenities in Tamil Nadu, if it is used, and you derive certain thing out of it, and you give a fair treatment, you give a rightful share. That is what we are asking. Whatever it is collected, you give to us. We are not asking like that.
But it's also depends on the population, right? And my question is, shouldn't the states that are doing well give a contribute to the states that are not doing well, like states like Bihar, UP?
Why don't you develop that states?
Okay.
What is preventing you from developing those states? See, if you see Tamil Nadu, we don't have minerals and other things like that. So we whatever that is income that is generated out of certain activities, certain business, that alone we are able to meet out other expenses. You know how Tamil Nadu the finances and what are all the welfare schemes they have brought in. So therefore, why don't you develop other states? So you bring in industries, establish more number of industries, generate employment, and try to see that states grow. So we are not saying that states should not grow. We are not even saying that you should not help those states. But why is that you are not giving the rightful share to us when we are able to generate more of income?
So when you say that you are being discriminated, what exactly do you mean by that? Like you're trying to say that the reason is political, or it's just that they don't want to give anything to the southern
I
states?
told you that the southern states don't contribute by way of seats to them. So therefore they feel that much of investment in the southern states will not be of any use. So that is the reason, this is my personal opinion, that is the reason that they are not interested in giving the rightful share to the southern states. That can only be the reason.
Okay, you give money, then they expect MP seats. And that is not happening
only
in South
MP
India.
seats, even MLA seats also.
Politically, it's not
Correct.
A viable thing for the BJP to make inroads into
Correct,
Tamil
because
Nadu
today
or
they are
Kerala.
ruling. Today they are ruling, and they are at the hem of affairs. So they have to decide with regard to the. But what is that is why one of my question is that how this formula is being adopted. Can you change the tax allocation formula? They simply answer saying that on the basis of the recommendation of the Finance Commission, this has been done. So why do they simply put the blame on Finance Commission? When we are asking what is the reason, why do you deprive the states from the rightful share, and can you change the formula? All that they don't want to reveal it. So all is not well. That's all I can tell you.
All is not well. And all is also not well between the state government and the governor. because on Monday we saw the governor walking out of the assembly for the second time, refusing to deliver his customary address. Like when you saw those scenes of the governor storming out of the assembly session as an MP, what was your thought?
I think governor is not acting in accordance with the constitution. See, Supreme Court time
Governors who are posted in non-BJP ruled state or even BJP ruled state?
The problem comes only in non-BJP ruled states. Because there in BJP ruled states, they have no voice at all.
The governors have nothing to do, nothing to say.
Dotted lines they have to sign, that's all. Here, the problem is our honorable governor, he doesn't act in accordance with the constitution. That's the whole problem. What the constitution says. He can only be a mouthpiece of the state government. This is what, literally speaking, he has no independent powers. The constitution has identified only certain areas where he can exercise his independent powers. Otherwise, he has to act on the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. Several times the Supreme Court has said, very recently also, when we had taken the matter before the Supreme Court has clearly held in Punjab governor's case, look, you have no independent power. Whatever the Council of Ministers says, you have to do it. That is all. So therefore, when that is the law and that is the constitution says, because they are all not elected persons, they are only nominated and appointed persons. Even President of India is elected person. So they don't know where do they stand. They think that they are ultimate and they are law unto themselves. They have to, first of all, with great respect, I feel time has come. No doubt we are asking for complete, repealing this post of governor.
Abolish the post
of governor. Because time has, I myself have moved many bills, private member bills.
Yeah.
Number one. Number two, interim period, please train the governors. Tell them the judgment of Supreme Court. Tell them what the constitution says. This has to be done to the governors who are specifically posted to the non-BJP ruling states. They are wasting the time, they are wasting the public exchequer. Nowadays, they have become a liability to the government. They are causing an embarrassment and disrespect to the popularly elected government. We want to say in a very harsh words, they are disrupting, disrespecting the people and disrupting the government.
Disrupting is also the right word. But having said that, when you have governors like Arif Muhammad Khan in Kerala, Ravi in Tamil Nadu and Tamilisai Soundararajan in Telangana, only these states we find problems that are happening. But I would say that a person who is a former bureaucrat, he should know the law better. But is this something which is deliberate that the governor is doing? Because politicians as governors, they'll think politically, they'll make political statements. That is understandable. But in Governor Ravi's case, he's a bureaucrat. He's a former bureaucrat. So don't you think that he knows what the law is? He knows what his powers are. So when he does something like this, what exactly is the reaction of as a lawmaker? How do you see this?
First of all, you have to bring in qualifications as to who can become a governor. In fact, in my private member bill, I have said that don't bring the bureaucrats, because these bureaucrats who serve under someone and somehow or other they have been obliging to the party in the power. So when they become governor, they start obliging to them. And that is why even the bureaucrats also, if they start obliging, then they will not act in accordance with the constitution. Now, this 3 states you have been telling about the governor, how they were acting against the states. Now, you connect it with the distribution of the taxes, return, whatever the amount the state has given, to the union government, if you see the three states, so that is why I said, whichever states they are not interested in, they will post governors, and the duty of the governor is to arm twist the elected government. They will not allow the popularly elected government to function. That is what I said, they disrupt the government. And this is the saddest state of affairs. See, what for are you coming here? You are coming here, you have to see you are a friend, philosopher, guide, and a link for the central government. This is what the Constituent Assembly, while making the constitution, thought. Why should we post a governor in a state? So these are all the reasons they give. Now, what happens here? You bring all sort of problems to the state, you embrace them, you do all arm twisting works. See, bill. What is a bill? A bill is an expression of the people, the duly elected representatives who are representing the people for the welfare of the people. They are bringing a bill. So, what is difficulty in signing that bill? Giving an assent to that bill?
No, the governor says that factually I have a problem with all these things. Morally, I have a problem with all these things. The governor feels that if he lends his voice to the address that is prepared by the state government, then it is going to be a constitutional travesty. He's used that word on the floor.
That is what I said. He is like his master's voice. His master's voice means elected government voice. Where he is serving, that council of ministers, whatever they say, he has to reflect. You are not interested, you need not come to the assembly at all. You can't come there and say, no, I am not. You can't say that. First of all,
the governor can't dictate terms.
He cannot dictate terms. That is he should understand where he stands. That's what I said. The governors have to be taught about the constitution and the judgments that is holding the field. They don't know where they stand. They think that they are supreme power in a state. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. That is why I say that the absolute immunity which you are giving to the governor should be stripped off. No more, you should give them if you are acting in accordance with the constitution, give them the immunity. But you are indulging in these types of activities and doing things which are unconstitutional, then you cannot be spared, because you are a public servant, a public functionary, drawing salary from the public exchequer, and you are wasting your time, and all the time you are indulging in a confrontation act which ultimately affect the people. So therefore, when you draw the money out of the public exchequer, you are accountable. So that accountability, you cannot be above law. That is what I even brought a last private member bill that removes or strip off the immunity. So therefore, the governor should know that this is a responsible post. You have come here to serve. You are a servant for the people. No one is above law. Constitution rests on the people. So you are under the constitution, working under the constitution. So you have to work for the people. But what they do here, they think that they are coming here for to enjoy and of course to carry out whatever the political works given by the party in power. So that is how I feel that high time that.
But you were talking about accountability.
Yeah.
So how do you hold these governors accountable? Because see, they clearly enjoy immunity.
Correct.
And if you take off the immunity factor, then this confrontation will become a full-blown battle between the states and the governor, between the state government and the governor.
Correct.
And I can say that there will be an FIR against the governor in each of the districts or whatever it is. So, like, that is not possible, right? But how do you fix accountability for the governors? The Supreme Court has said umpteen number of times, has reminded what is the role of the governor in a state. But despite that, if a governor behaves in a different manner, how do you hold the governor accountable?
We have to remove him. See, that is what I said. Governor is nothing but short arm of the government. So he has to, act whatever the government says. So therefore, he has to work. Now, what is happening in Tamil Nadu? Whatever files that has been sent to him, that is sleeping in the cupboard. Ultimately, the government is driven to the court, and we are asking for the interference from the court. I don't want to talk about a matter which is pending in the court, but I am only saying that the accountability, right time that we have to fix accountability, because every constitutional authority, even chief minister, the accountability is fixed. People, if he is not working, then the people change the chief ministers. They even go to the extent of defeating that party. So how that governors can come here, relax, and for 5 years do nothing and walk away? So the high time we have to bring in accountability also.
Okay, and it all boils down to the topic of federalism. In the past 10 years of UPA government, what has happened to state rights, state autonomy, federalism? How it has taken a hit, according to you?
See, in my opinion, personal opinion, and of course our leader has also said about this, that the country is going forward towards a presidential form of government. Whatever the powers it is given to the states under the constitution, that powers has been now centralized, and the union government is taking over that powers. I could say that this cooperative federalism is being violated. For I can say a lot of examples. I can show a lot of examples.
Can you give me some
yeah.
2-3 examples?
Take, for example, this cooperative societies itself. They brought in one constitutional amendment by which, total powers were taken up, even though that is a state subject. That was, of course, struck down by the Supreme Court. If I am not wrong, it should be 97th constitutional amendment. Take, the state subjects like dam. Now, they have brought one Dam Safety Act. That is a list 2 subject. Entry 18. It is all covered under the list 2 subject. Parliament has brought an act. And you saw 3 farm laws. How that agriculture activities, that is a state subject. They legislated on that. And ultimately, you would remember DMK filed a writ petition before the Supreme Court. I appeared and I got a stay. Stay was granted from implementation of this act. Thereafter, they repealed the 3 acts. So all that it shows that they don't want the states to have its autonomy. So it is marching towards a presidential form of government. That is what I feel.
And if Modi wins 2024, what will happen to federalism? What will happen to state autonomy? What will happen to state rights? And DMK is a party that talks about state autonomy, state rights, and federalism. And now I could see that the other states are also talking about it. This is something that they realize now. DMK is something which is there in DMK's DNA to talk about state autonomy and politics, but now other states are also talking about it. So what happens after 2024?
You saw how Kashmir was splitted into a state and union territory. Today, still under the control of union government. Elections have not been conducted there. So a big state can be broken into a union territory. They have done it very easily by way of an act. Number 2, the union territory like Delhi is reduced to a municipality. Today, chief minister has no independent power. 3 persons can only take a decision, 2 bureaucrats and the chief minister.
Yeah.
So he is reduced to minority. People elect and send him as a chief minister. Today he is sitting like he can't exercise his power at all independently. So you can see how they are reducing the states into a union territory into that of a municipality. So that is the answer they will give when they come back to power. That is what we are telling all the states and the people also. I will tell you, when they come back to power, I am afraid whether the constitution will be there or not. The fundamental rights will be there or not. It is not a guarantee. Now take, for example, they are speaking about one nation, one election. one election, they are clubbing not only the parliament and state assembly, but also local body elections.
Yeah.
You asked me federalism, how cooperative federalism is affected. How can they think over an election with regard to local bodies? Where is your power under the constitution? Is it not a list 2 subject, entry 5? How can you have a committee, high level committee at all to go into that subject? Where is the power? So they are thinking about, taking away all powers that is available in the state, which means they wanted to leave states without any powers. So that is their entire idea, and that is what our leader also has been telling, that after this 2024, if they come back to power, we don't know whether the states will be there or at all.
So the question now is that what is the opposition going to do about it? Like, the opposition seems to be divided. They don't have a strategy, or probably they don't even have a narrative, because you are listing so many things, but it's not becoming a material for a campaign, or it has not caught the imagination of the public. How are you going to do that and you don't have time?
So far as the state of Tamil Nadu, they have started all the election activities have started. So we are very comfortable.
No, but here I'm saying at a national level.
At national level, each of the party has sorted out their action plan, and they are doing it.
Okay.
We are hopeful about that.
We are hopeful that you will be able to stop BJP from coming back to power.
Certainly.
Yeah. Okay. One question that I wanted to ask is the kind of cases that we are fighting in the Supreme Court with regards to state autonomy, state rights. What are the cases that we have been fighting there? Like, I don't want you to get into the nitty-gritties of the case, but generally the number of cases that we have gone to the Supreme Court for litigation.
As of now, fighting against the governor itself is a
big subject.
So that, of course, Honorable Supreme Court has gave a good advice, and of course that is being. I don't want to say anything about the case that's pending for the Supreme Court. So matter is pending for Supreme Court. And the usual things about this freebies is there. That is also listed. The case is going to be heard. Then EWS, the review petition filed by us was dismissed. So that is there. And every now and then about the All India quota that comes up for consideration. So that also, you would have seen that very recently that reservation issues, it hit the headlines also.
Yeah.
So that we could see. But as of today, the pressing problems is this governance issues. So they are not, cooperating for effective functioning of the government.
But what is the solution to that? Like, the Supreme Court has clearly said, but the governors are in no mood to listen. So then who is trying to control the governors?
No, ultimately,
are the governors even being controlled by anyone?
That is what I have said to you earlier. They are faithful to the union government, and they act according to their dictates. That's all. That's what we can see.
And the fight will continue.
Our fight, legal fight, will certainly continue. DMK is a party where we work for the people. So we have come here to serve the people. The DMK has given assurances to the people. And it has to, implement all the policies and laws, whatever, certainly which has to be brought, and certainly it has to be legislated. And if he is not going to give assent, then we have to take up the matter before the appropriate forums. That is what we are doing.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much for talking to us and giving us all these details that you have managed to gather. Going forward, we will also follow these developments closely as we are going to follow the 2024 election. So I'll meet you once again when there is some more developments on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.